Hello. In this video for the 72DO Plus, we're going to go over some basic operations using the hard keys or the keys located on the left-hand side of the display. We'll also describe the use of the adjustment knob, which is located in the top left-hand corner. So let's begin. So first of all, we have the knob, which is up in the top left-hand corner, and that's used to adjust any value. So if I'm adjusting a parameter, for instance, in this case here, the main bang blank, I can simply touch on it and then use the knob adjustment to adjust its value, okay? Decrease it or increasing it. If I double click on it, the parameter will become underlined. When it's underlined, I can now do a course adjustment. That means that the adjustment will be a lot faster. So I can go back and forth between fine adjustment and coarse adjustment by simply clicking on it multiple times. It's also used to do things like control the velocity. I can scroll up again, any of the parameters here I can control, and I can also do a coarse adjustment or a fine adjustment, depending on whether I do a single click or a double click to give me an underlined or non-underlined parameter. Underneath the adjustment knob is the home key. The home key is very similar to the measure key on our previous thickness gauges. So if I'm in the software and let's say into any sub menu and say a measurement menu, and I'm adjusting the display type, so whether I'm displaying mils or inches, I can simply select it and then I can press the home key, and the home key will return me back to the main measurement screen where the instrument is ready to take measurements, live measurements. Okay, below the home key is the save send key. The save send key allows the user to save instrument settings as far as thickness readings and waveforms. It also allows you to send it depending how it's programmed. So internally, you have the option of programming the save send key as a save to save the internal data logger, or to it be a send, which would send the waveform or thickness to an external device. By pressing this key, you'll simply adjust um, you'll save and the data logger will increment to the next available ID number, as you can see here. Below the save send key is the cal key. Pressing the cal key will bring up the calibration items and menu. In this menu here, you have the ability to perform or start a 2-point calibration, a single point velocity calibration, a single point zero calibration. It allows you to manually adjust the zero value and the velocity value. Again, simply clicking on it and then adjusting it with the knob will allow me to increase or decrease that value. Again, a double click is a coarse adjustment. A single click gives me a fine adjustment. I also allowed to select from the material list a material for my application. By scrolling up and down, it allows me to pick a material that's very similar to what I'm going to be working with. It's not a perfect solution, and should not be used in place of a real calibration, but it does get you a sound velocity that's in the ballpark of where you need to be. And then after you do your setup, you can do some fine tuning to the adjustment during using one of the calibration functions. The calibration functions will be covered in a later video. Below the cal key is the pause and play key, or the freeze and unfreeze key, if you will. What this does is it simply pauses or freezes the display. So pressing it the first time will pause or freeze the display. You notice that a small F is displayed at the top of the display, and the outline trace of the thickness reading is the way it's displayed when it's frozen. When it's unfrozen, it goes back to a white solid uh, number display, and as it's frozen, it goes into a reverse videoed outline trace number. The nice thing about the 72DL Plus is because we capture all the data internally digitally, on a frozen signal, you can simply adjust all the parameters for this measurement. So for instance, from a frozen waveform, I can go in and click on the delay and make adjustments to the delay. I can also make adjustments to the range. Uh, Not only that, but I can actually adjust the transducer parameters. For instance, if I want to increase or decrease the gain, I could simply go into the wave adjust setup menu, click on initial gain, and then using the knob, I could decrease and increase this all on a frozen waveform. Once I got it set up the way I like, I could then unfreeze it by hitting the play pause key again, and now I'm back to a live measurement screen. Below the play pause is the FN key or the function key. The function key is a programmable key. So in one of the setup menus, you're allowed to go in there and actually select what the function is for this key. Again, it's a user controlled parameter key where if there's a function that you want to bring right out to the front panel so that you can select it at any time, you'd use the FN key programmed for that function. That concludes the basic operation of the hard keys and the adjustment knob for the 72DO Plus. Thank you.